My name's Courtney Beckworth. I'm a single mum, not that I want to be defined by that. And I work as a doctor's receptionist. I sell marital aids, and I'm doing a PhD with the Open University in child psychology. And as you can tell, I like to juggle, and I like to keep busy. As the saying goes, the devil makes work for the unemployed. I love working in the surgery. You get to hear about so many interesting illnesses. And if you're lucky, you don't catch them. And Dr. Teddy is like a grandfather to me. Once we'd got past the sexual attraction... No, not me, on my part. No, I prefer my man young and dark. Anyway, once we got past the sexual attraction, he was fine. I mean, I put him in his place and threatened him with court action. Once you realise that men are driven by their young Mr. Williams, it's best not to hold a grudge. And I don't hold his grudge. I mean, but what I do say is, if men put as much thought into their brains as they do into their downstairs, there'd probably be a lot less wars and no global warming. Now, to make extra money when I'm not working at the doctor's, I've worked freelance in the sex industry. No, I'm not a prosy. No, I've never worked as a prosy. I did for a while work as one of the people on the end of the phone. You know, when men get a bit drunk and ring up, and you've got to talk dirty to them. I did that, but it wasn't really me. No, I mean, I had a fantastic imagination. I was very popular, but I felt really uncomfortable when the kids were listening in. So I thought, no, I've got to change to something else. So for the last few years, I've worked for a well-known marital aid company. You know, one of those companies that sells things for dressing up for sex, and we also cater for the lady going solo. And it's a great way to meet people and hear all of their fantasies. You hear the most intimate of details. Some of the people I've met are absolutely kinky off the scale. If I was to show you the catalogue, I'll tell you, I think you'd be surprised for a place like Beckworth to see some of the things that get bought. But I'm discreet. I am the voice of discretion. It wouldn't go down very well, would it, if I was to shout out in the street, "Your 18-inch Mr. T has arrived, Mrs. Layton"? No, that wouldn't go down very well, would it, really? So everything arrives in the brown paper packaging, just with the name of the sexual aid company on it, of course. And something I learned very, very early on is never laugh at their choices. You know, people like willies of all shapes and sizes, and if they're made of rubber or plastic and are electric, well, just go with it, girl. So, hold on a second. Mr. Grimsby, Doctor will see you now. Sorry about that, sorry. Actually, it'd be quite interesting to ask all the people in here, in the waiting room, wouldn't it? To ask them, what is your sexual preference? What's your kink?